What is up, guys? Welcome to another live stream. So I'm 5 minutes late, but I thought I would just sort some washing out. How you all doing? No one's come on yet, I don't think. What's up, Josh Derish? How you doing, mate? Thought I'd come on to answer any of your questions. What's up, Adrian? Harish? Filiberto? Hello, hello, hello. John Tattoo, hello, mate. Josh Doherty. Jodillo Ace. How can I make shades? What, shades of ink or? Ellie Gustafsson, Rashida Williams, PUBG, love that game. Carlos Lopez, what's up? Rob, how you doing? Hassan, Harish, how you doing? Joe. Dean, did you like the Master Pro machine? Says Dean Volanti. Yeah, I did actually. I was surprised by it, to be honest. I got sent it obviously by Dragon. Was it Dragon Hawk? Is it Dragon Hawk? Dragon Hawk, isn't it? Yeah, Dragon Hawk. Yeah, it was. I was surprised that it's not a very powerful machine. So, because I'm used to the Inkjector, I think because I was used to the Inkjector. That's a really powerful machine. So when I was like packing in black or shading with it, I could feel the motor going down, kind of thing, like easing off a bit, and that's because it wasn't a powerful motor. So yeah, like I really did like it. I really liked how hard it hit. Lining's amazing with it. Better than the Inkjector, even with the hard bar, and packing in black's really good as well. Let me have a look down here. So it's hard to find your questions now because there's so many people that. Lloyd Smith, what's up, mate? DPM Treem, hi from Greece. Furkan Yukal, how you doing? Rohan Dyer, Joe Parr, Paul Glowinski, hello. Pavel, I think that is. Isaac Ruiz, what's up, mate? Isaac Ruiz asks, what's good to practice on? Good to practice on, I would suggest, to be fair, you could probably go to your local butchers and get a bit of bit of pig skin. You know, a offcut of pig skin would be really good to practice on, or just get fake skin. The best, I've used a lot of fake skins before, like tattoo synthetic skins, like silicone it is, and it is, I find the best company, the best one I've used is a company called Real Skin, REEL, obviously skin, and yeah, that was probably the best one I've used to date, because the stencil stayed on really well. A lot of these fake skins that you can buy, the stencil's really easy to rub off because it obviously doesn't soak in because it's not real skin. So yeah, so that's why. Please smash a like on the video, guys. That really helped me out. If there's nothing you do today, just smash a like on the video. That would really help me out on this video so I can get this out to as many people as I can. Steve Alvarez, how to layer color. I haven't really done a lot of color because it's long for me. I like to be quite quick. Because my mind works quickly. When I do black and grey, I'm quite fast. So if you haven't seen by my live streams, so when I try to do colour, I could do solid like blocks of color and like really basic shading. Like if I was to do, I don't know, like a red berry or something, I could like obviously leave a section for the white highlights last. But you normally go from dark to light, so I would put in the dark tones first, then go into like the medium red tone, I guess, and then put in the light red tones and then the white highlights. It's just kind of basic kind of color theory, is to start with the dark colors first and then go through to the lighter shades, because if you start lighter and then go darker, the darker, when you're wiping over the darker, even just like having the ink on the skin and wiping it, you're going to wipe it into the lighter area and it's all going to stain it and it's going to look disgusting. So yeah, there's 96 people live right now. I'm going to answer as many questions as I can in the hour. I'm going to be on here for an hour. We've already gone 6 minutes, so I'm going to be please smash a like on the video, guys. If you are new, then please subscribe in the bottom right hand corner, I think it is. So yeah, so I'll try and answer as many questions as possible. I like to do this every now and again, just so, because sometimes I don't see comments on my videos. Obviously over on my Patreon account, you can see, I can see more of the comments, and you have an option to private message me, which I've answered a lot of people on there. Well, I've answered everyone on there. I don't miss anybody over on Patreon. Until there's probably like loads, and I think there's 120 patrons now, which is really cool. So those 120 people are getting information, and they're you know, every day questions being asked and stuff answered. And yeah, also I need to go up. I like your glasses frame. Thank you, Mark Tattoo Studio. I'm actually changing my glasses in the next couple days. I've got a new pair coming, so wait for that. But thank you for that kind comment. Forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, Patreon. Yeah, it's just been really cool to get in touch with you guys, and sometimes you know stuff that I learn from as well. So it's really cool. It's not just me teaching people or sharing my knowledge. It's other people sharing theirs, and I'm learning as well. So we've got a Discord live chat service. So every morning I look through all the chats, and you guys can send me pictures and stuff of your work, and a couple of you have wanted me to critique it and stuff, and give you advice. And there's all the people on that chat server as well, gives each other advice. It's really nice and refreshing to see that there's no animosity in the group, and it's just, yeah, you know, we can all ask each other everything, and it's just sick. So I'm going to go back up to these questions. I'm going to try and answer in order. Dean Valenti, no worries, mate. Right, okay, so color, I've done that one. Filberto Castro asks, what program do you use for your stencils? I don't use, you can use Procreate on the iPad, which is good, if you wanted to do that. I mainly hand stencil all mine. I've got a stencil video up on my YouTube now. It's got like a skull as the like me stenciling a skull on there as the front picture, as the thumbnail. So go check it out, and that's basically how I stencil. Flex International, yo brother, says, yo brother, what do you think of the Spectra Zion? See, I haven't tried that. I'm going to order that this week. I'm probably going to order that tomorrow. So I'm going to order that tomorrow and then come back with a detailed review of that one. I've heard very good things about it. So yeah, what's up, Geordie Jemovic from Belgrade? Hello. I'm sorry if I can't pronounce your names, guys. I'm really useless with this. Anil Anil asks how much time to get to good how many time to get a good artist. I think he means how much time do you have to go through to become a good artist. I think it just depends on your ability to learn. It just depends on your mind ceiling and your creativity. If you're a creative person, it always helps. Obviously, being creative in this industry is good. You don't, copy people's designs and stuff and stuff like that, which is a big no-no, really. So yeah, I've been tattooing now for 5 years, so I'd say three and a half years consistently. I'd say 3 years. Yeah, I'd say 3.5 years consistently. So I was probably doing one tattoo a week or two tattoos a week when I first started, and then it gradually built up. And then when I was getting 5 tattoos in every day from Monday to Friday, or from Tuesday to Saturday, it was. Then yeah, it was like more consistent. You know what I mean? So Glenn Oldham, hello mate. Sam Rathor says, why do tattoos get pimples? I'm not sure. Not sure on that. Why do tattoos get pimples? Some tattoos raised. So my tattoos on my neck, like some of these lines are raised, and that's just because of just scarring. Obviously, that one there is scarred. You can see the colours dropped out of that. I don't know. I don't think tattoos get pimples. If it's black, oh, actually, when tattoos are first done, so when the artist shaves the area, and then you start, obviously the tattoo's done, you start to put ointment on your tattoo after the few days of letting it rest and letting it air out and dry out. It's because you're clogging the pores. So try to get try to let your skin breathe. Obviously, if you suffer from sensitive skin, you might get skin rash, and that's why tattoos get pimples. But ultimately, it's caused by clogging the pores because obviously the pores are open where the artist shaved it, and then obviously you're rubbing moisturizer into it, which can just clog the pores and make pimples. So hello, Kevin from Indonesia. John Tattoo says, how you ink tribal tattoo? I don't really do tribal tattoos, but I would probably obviously line it out, and it's just pack and black in. So I've got a pack and black tutorial on here. No, I haven't. I've got it on my Patreon account. So you're gonna have to head over to the Patreon account to see that video, but just watch my videos on here. I guess you can look at me packing black, and it's just slow, small circle movements, and then yeah. So Jesse Thayer, any tips on needles for the mask pen machine? What kind of shading and lining, and what is the best power supply? So I'm not a big fan of Critical, because I've had 2 in the past and they've blown up on me, both of them, in the space of a year. So that's why I'm not a fan of Critical. And I tried to get a replacement, and their customer service was shit. So Critical, if you're watching, then not good. I'll always have a bad word to say unless you prove me otherwise, I guess. But I'm a massive fan. Since I stopped using Critical, I went over to the Econ. I have had EMS 420 now. It's all touchscreen. It's all nice. I think it's £200. I'm not sure. It might be cheaper than that now. It might be only 120. I'm not sure though. You don't quote me on that. But yeah, EMS, I've got 2 of those because just in case one blows up. But I've had this one now for 4 years. 4 years? Yeah, 4 years now. And it's still running like new. It's amazing. So the Econ EMS 420, that's amazing. And needles, I would suggest just using your normal needles. So obviously the masked Tor Pro pen is a cartridge machine, so you have to use cartridges, and and I use Cheyenne and Quadron lining needles. I use the liners I use is Quadron, and Cheyenne is the shader needles I use because you just can't get any better. They are the top needles in my opinion. Harris, thank you for that comment, mate. I really appreciate your support. DPM Tream, Oliver, is dynamic white ink good? Also good as ink, also good as black for highlights. Yeah, I like dynamic white. There was another white I really liked, which was, I think it was the Bob Tyrell one from Fusion. I might be wrong though. Was it Fusion? Bob Tyrell? Yeah, I think it was the Bob Tyrell one from Fusion was really good. And then there was Eternal, which I hate. I hate Eternal inks. Just cheap and nasty inks. Not really a fan of them. They don't last well in the skin either. But they're white. They had a white called White Knight, as in night in shining armor kind of night, not NIGHT. It was the KNI one. So yeah, yeah, that was really good. That was really good, and that was just solid, and it was quite thick and really pigmented. So stayed in the skin really nice. So yeah, so hopefully that answers your question. Inky Sway says, what is the best way to break into the tattoo industry? Best way to break into the tattoo industry is be patient. I think I don't really like the industry, to be honest. I think everyone, not everyone, I can't say everyone. I think it's very cliquey. It's a very cliquey industry from what I've seen and from what I've acknowledged. Everyone, if you're not in a group with people, then they just disregard you in the sense of they just deal with their own life and don't really want to talk to you kind of thing. So it's kind of like the tattoo industry is a very niche industry, and I think everyone should be friends. I don't believe in people getting funny about designs because, like, let's face it, guys, we've all got the same references to go from, unless you're completely drawing a complete design from scratch from your head, drawing it. Then I think people that tattoo realism, we're all using the same references, so it's up to us to get to sort of put our own twist on it. But there's only so many twists you can put on the same reference, so if people are getting fucking arsey about that, then it is what it is. They're just jealous. You right, mate? So yeah, the best way to break in the industry is just to concentrate on yourself first of all. Try and get as much practice in as possible. Start posting stuff that you want to post in regards to the style. Try and find out what style you want to do first. So I started with dot work first, so I was doing thick bold lines and then shading with dots. So then I was doing mandala style stuff and like geometric patterns and stuff. So yeah, so that's one of the first things I did to practice getting the depth and stuff and making sure I put good lines in the skin and stuff. And then I went on to like neo trad kind of stuff. Like those of you on my Patreon account have seen me post the first ever tattoos I ever did to compare yourself to. So so those of you on my Patreon saw that. So that kind of style I did, and then I started to shade, and I found shading really hard. It wasn't coming to me naturally until I started to really break down. Until I started to go into a studio, which was about 3 years ago. I went into a studio and I met a guy called Glenn who taught me a few techniques, and obviously watching him, he had techniques different to me. But yeah, just try and get better. Just try and get better, and try and sort of find your own style and your own way of tattooing, and just try and be patient, and it will come, because one day you'll just wake up and you'll think, okay, like certain things that you found difficult will click. Some of the first lots of shading that I did, were just horrific. This wasn't good. I didn't have a clue what to do, didn't have a clue about techniques and stuff. But hopefully, hopefully these videos on this channel have helped you learn a bit more about those techniques. But yeah, and then just post stuff on Instagram that you want to post stuff on. Facebook massive. Facebook's really nice to get customers from, because it has a promotion section on there where you can promote it to people, and around your local area, people will message you if you want to do a small tattoo on them for free. Then that's it, and then gradually build up. Daniel Villalpando says, afternoon bro, like your work. Was gonna ask, can you do a cover up over another cover up? It depends on how big said cover up was. I think if you was to do a cover up, like, I don't really do cover ups, because I think because I use a lot of negative space, I use a lot of skin tone in my work, so it will always come through. So unless it's a small, like, symbol, Chinese symbol or something, or whatever, little letter, or I don't know, a little symbol or something that you need, that you wanted a leg piece, and I could put it into a section of black or something like that. But yeah, I think you can cover skin up, but you have to use color. Cooler tones are better to cover black ink up, or and because so that's your purples, your blues, your browns. They cover up well, but your warmer tones don't, so you have to be careful. So the reds don't cover easy, yellows don't cover easy, obviously whites, and anything like warmer tone, oranges don't. So anything warmer doesn't, but anything colder does, like purples, blues, and greys and stuff like that. So opaque greys are really good to cover stuff up with. So yeah, you can, but you have to use the right ink. Navar Budo says, hey man, how are you? I'm very good, thank you, mate. How are you? Mark says about my glasses frame. Did you use Solape Intense ink? I think I have tried Intense ink, to be honest. I think I used some colours from Intense ink, and they were very good. I rate Intense ink, to be honest. That was from Adrian Schwinkel. Isaac Ruiz says, what should I practice on? I think you should practice on real skin. Well, not real skin. Well, real skin. There's nothing that beats real skin, but the fake skin, real skin, the company Real Skin, REEL. They're really good to practice on. That's what I would practice on. Andy B says, you not thought about the masked wireless machine? To be honest, I don't know much about the masked machines. I only know about the one that I've used. I'm going to try the Zion machine next week, so when it gets here. So yeah, that'd be nice to try it, and you'll see me using that on a couple live streams next week. Rohan Dyer says, why do you add water to the black ink? I don't add water. I add special shading solution, which is basically alcohol, and I think it's alcohol mixed with water and something else. So that's what I use. I don't use water. I just use water to rinse my needles up between dipping. Please smash a like on the video, guys. There's 113 people watching. If we can get 100 likes this video, that'd be perfect, to be honest. And it really helped me out, and I really appreciate it. So Harish, thank you for that comment, mate. Harish Nimavat. So Miss Jenny Vanko says, I'm a tattoo apprentice, love your work. Do you prefer stippling in big pieces or brushing it in so you can make your shading smooth as possible? Depends on what tattoo. That's a good question. It depends on what tattoo I am doing. yeah, I'm doing on big pieces. Do you prefer stippling in big pieces or brushing it in? I would say brushing it in with a big mag because it covers area a lot better. Um, I feel like stippling wouldn't really. You'd have to go up a needle size. You couldn't stipple it in a 3 on a big piece with a 3 round liner. Sorry, you'd have to probably go up to like a 7 round liner to stipple a big piece. So yeah, I like brushing bigger pieces to be honest, but I'll use a bit of stippling and brushing in the ink with a mag in different during the tattoo. So I'll use both techniques. But yeah, I think they work, like those two techniques work really well. I like stippling and I like to brush with the mag as well. So yeah. Let's have a look down. Shane Bowles says, "Hey Oliver, I'm an airbrush artist and I'm about to start learning to tattoo. What's good advice you could give?" Buy a decent setup, I suppose, from the get go. If you buy cheap, your work's gonna suffer. I think you should buy semi decent stuff first to give yourself a real good chance to learning how good stuff works and feels, because it is a lot different. And being an airbrush artist, I suppose you know all light values and stuff. So what I would go for, like what I would say to a proper beginner is learn light values, where the light source is coming from, because you know that will massively help to create a 3D picture. So yeah, so I would probably get a decent setup first, and then just start practicing real simple small tattoos like daggers and stuff, where it's just line work and then basic shading, and just tattoo on fake skin as much as you can. And yeah, you should be, you know, probably do that for a few weeks, few months, and see how you get on. Did I ever use the Shane Thunder? I didn't, but I used the Shane Spirit. That was from Mark Tattoo Studio. Apparently, the Shane Thunder is exactly like the Shane Spirit, but it's a bit more powerful, so it's really good at lining. Shane Spirit wasn't that good at lining. It could push smaller needles without any problems, but the larger needles, it struggled a bit. Same with the Master Tool Pro. Felt like the only thing that I didn't like about the Master Tool Pro was that because the motor isn't that strong, it struggled to push bigger needles. Having said that, the smaller needles were fine up until I was pushing around a 17 curve mag, and that was a bug pin. So yeah. Let's have a look. Just going down your questions. Lloyd Smith says, "I've just started a full arm cover up. He wants it fully blacked out and then starting a full new sleeve in white and shade. Any tips?" I wouldn't shade in white. I wouldn't shade in white, to be honest. I would, because white's hard to put in the skin as it is. I think it's one of the hardest things to do, actually, to saturate the skin with a white ink. I would try and liaise with your customer and say, look, I think we should go for lines and geometric patterns or something. I think that's the only decent sort of tattoos I've seen where they incorporate white ink on black ink. Do you know what I mean? So it's not going to be proper white either. It's always going to be a bit grey when it heals, just because obviously the black's always going to shine through the white ink because it's a dark pigment. But yeah, if he wants that kind of style, I would try and get him to commit to like lines and stuff instead of shading, because I don't think it's going to look good. So Bryson Sapida says, how do I get the ink not to spit all crazy, bro? So try using a really thin layer of Vaseline, and try not to dip your needle into the ink too much. Obviously, you've got the needle, and then you've got the plastic grip where the needle's in. If you dip the needle in and then go into the plastic grip, so if you dip the plastic grip into the ink, if you don't wipe the excess off, especially, you're gonna just see it all just ooze out, and it's just gonna spit everywhere. So yeah, just try and dip the needle in, just the tip of the needle, and that should be enough to stop the spitting, along with the really thin layer of Vaseline. If you are using Vaseline, a quick tip and a quick reminder is don't use too much on the skin. Always wipe the remainder off, because if you tattoo through the Vaseline and it's thick on the skin, or it's too much on the skin, it can clog the inside of your needle, and that will just restrict flow of ink, and then you'll get inconsistent work. So just make sure your end of your needle is always clean. Wash it out and wipe it off with a paper towel. I've answered Adrian Schwinkel's one about the Zion. I haven't used a Zion yet, but I'm going to get one. Dan Busby, yeah, man, email my email. We can hook you up with a tattoo. What's up, Charles Battle? Sam Rathor says, why do tattoos get pimples? I've answered that one. Thanks, Kevin Reinhardt, for the love. Let's try and get 100 likes on this video, please, guys. That'd be amazing. And you can always watch this back when I finish the live. I'm going to try and answer everything I can for the hour going down the list. Any tips on? Okay, I feel like I'm answering questions that have already come up, so maybe I'm not. Adrian Schwinkle says, from where do you get your supplies? I get most of my supplies from Killer Ink. It's a place here in the UK, but I think Bishop in the US, I think most of you are from the US on here, and Europe. So Killer Ink, I'm not sure if they do European delivery. Barber DTS is good, Barber DTS, and obviously Killer Ink. I'm not sure if they do European shipping, but yeah, try. Yeah, so sorry, I'm just getting notifications through. Yeah, so I'm not sure really in the US where they would do any. I think Bishop are good. Bishop's good. Yeah, just look up tattoo wholesalers, I suppose. Don't get stuff from eBay because it can be fake and dirty. Mr. Guevara, thank you for that, man. So thanks, Harish Nimavat, for that comment again. Wild Scott, you're sick. Thank you very much. Smash the like on the video, guys. Josh Derrish says, do you still plan on doing a shopping list? Yeah, I do. I'm going to do that probably tomorrow. I'm going to go to the shop and actually film a video of getting shopping supplies. I don't know if yeah, just like bare essentials. I'll probably do it online or something. I might do a video in person, or I might do it online. What do you think? What do you guys think? Should I do a shopping list of like essentials, like paper towels and cling film and stuff like that? Carlos Arroyo says, this is probably the most common question I get. What would be the best voltage to use when trying to get an even shade, and what needle is best to use? So if you want an even smooth shade, I think bug pin needles are good. If you're using other brands from Cheyenne, apart from Cheyenne, I think the Cheyenne curved magnums are very good, and even their textured magnums, which is basically a bug pin, but they just call it textured. They are good. They're very good. you need to understand what kind of hand speed you have. So I have quite a fast hand speed. I have a medium to fast hand speed. So if you look at my videos and you go slower than me, then you have a slower hand speed. So then you don't need to use as fast as a voltage that I do if you're using the same machine. But then it depends on the machine. There's so many factors to it. Depends on what machine you run, depends on how fast your hand is, what needles you use and inks and stuff. So there is a wide variety of things that can be tweaked to get the maximum smooth shade. But I'd say a slow hand speed is good on any machine. So I'd just keep it around 7 volts and just try and use a slow, steady, consistent hand speed. With a good needle, I think you can't go wrong there. So hopefully that's answered your question, Carlos. Darius Philippek, hello. Mark Tattoo Studio says, tattoo pen or coil, what's the best? I don't think you can beat coil for lining. Coil's quite old school, isn't it? Coil tattoos are the bread and butter of tattooing, I suppose. They are the original tattoo machines. They are the first ones that got invented. To be honest, I like pens. I do like the pens. The Toolmaster Pro is the first pen I've used, and I liked it. I did like it. So I'm probably going to go for the Zion. I'm going to order that tomorrow, and then I'm going to use that next week, and I'll probably sell it if I don't like it. I'll probably, I don't know. I might sell my Master Tool. I don't know. It depends on how powerful it is. It depends on the lining and how. I'll sell one of the machines anyway. I'll probably sell the Zion, or I'll probably sell the Master Tool Pro. Which one I like better, I don't know. But to be honest, I would still use both of them. But if I've got about 7 machines now, and I don't need to keep them all. But I would probably stick to rotary, because I just feel like I just feel like they're so good now. They're made really well. These companies have really put in effort to make good machines. Pardon me. So yeah. Do you use the thermal stencil? So Rob Klein Jr. says, do you use the thermal stencil printers? And what do you think about them? Yeah, I do. I do use them. I use them for line work stencils, like mandalas and stuff, or geometric patterns. I use them for that. I think they're really good. I like thermal stencil printers. I think you can get cheap ones. I think I've got a cheap one from tattooshop.com. Tattoo shop, maybe. Yeah. And it's all right. It's just, it's not very good in the sense of if your stencil you're putting through the thermal printer is dark, it's just going to stick. There's a really good one from Brother, the computer makers. Brother, that's a good stencil machine. They make good ones, but it's more dear. It's like a couple £100, so it'd be like $300-400, I guess. But yeah, I would use them. But I just like hand stenciling because it gets my hand used to the tattoo. It's almost like muscle memory. When you're stenciling it by hand, it almost gets you ready for the tattoo you're about to do. Do you know what I mean? If you want to look at it that way. Hello, Reg Dimbag. That's a funny name. Patch, started stick and poke lately. Do you have any tips on how to improve my drawings and lining? I just practice, man. Drawings and lining is literally just practice. I can't really draw, but I can copy things, which is what tattooing is, isn't it? Carlos Lopez says, have you thought of doing a seminar of your own style? So I do offer seminars, but not so much anymore. Because I've got this online Patreon thing going right now, so I'm putting all my time and effort into that. I would literally need 3 of me if I was to do seminars in person as well. I've done a couple last year, which were really cool. Big up to those of you that have done that, and learned some stuff on that as well. I think it's just come up now. Oh, my leg was hurting, so I'm just laying down right now. Whoa, loads and loads of questions. It sucks because I really want to answer them all, but I can't. So I'm just going down the list. Hello, Sophia from Austria. Budschek. Marietta Baldazar says, is Ejected good for lining? It is and it isn't. Like, I think it... I like the injector. I think it'd be good for lining if I used my standard cam instead of the 2.5 cam. If I used I think it's the 3.2. I think it's a 3.25 cam that comes standard in the Ejected Flight Nano Elite, which is what I've got. And if you use the black bar, I think, which is the hardest bar, I think it could probably be good at lining, but I don't use it for that. I use it for shading, so it can be good, yeah, but you just have to set it up right. So I'm just going through all your questions again. Oh my god, there's so many. There's so many. Nobby's Tattoo from Wales. Hello, mate. How are you? Here we go. Okay. Oh no. Oh, I can't keep up with all these messages. I think in future, because there's so many messages, if you really, really want me to answer them, you'll have to super chat them so I can see them, because I just can't see all of these. Right, I'm back to the bit I am. Right, Twiggy Nick says, how do you do your soap solution to clean up? To clean up, I don't use soap. I use hard surface disinfectant. I use ISO spray. If you don't know what ISO spray is, look it up. It kills all bacteria and all blood and stuff. So, yep. I would use bleach if not. That kills fucking everything. So bleach is good. But I use hard surface disinfectant. That's good. But it all comes in a ready-made spray bottle. So 5 more likes until we hit 100, guys. Come on. Kevin Reinhardt, need tips for ideal vault for lining and shading? Yeah, I mean, I've answered that one. Back up that one. It's a oh, thank you very much for the likes. We've hit 101. That's good going. 42 minutes. That's I think that's a record. Yeah. So oh, Mark, let's see that flex. I know that you've been pushing the iron a lot. I appreciate it. Really, it's quite. Cheers, mate. Yeah. I've been working out, just trying to get better myself, and it helps with my headspace. So yeah, if you follow me on Instagram, go and follow me on Instagram at Alvarez, same as my YouTube name. Fat helicopter's just gone over. I don't know why I'm coughing all of a sudden. Oh, coronavirus, that's what it is. I hope it's not. Christ. So yeah. Kevin Reinhardt says, need tips for ideal vault lining and shading. So again, it's touching back on it. It is a combination of hand speed, voltage, and needles and stuff. So yeah. Can you make tutorial to how to make an armband? Yeah, so that is really hard to do, because obviously arms aren't perfectly cylinders. Yeah, cylinders. They're not perfectly circle. So if you try and like do like a band and then put it around, it's always going to be like not matching up like that. It's going to be like that all the time. So it's very annoying. But I will probably try and do that. I haven't done a lot of them. But yeah, I can try. I think you need to draw it on really, and then just be really careful. Thanks, Wild Scott, for telling the people to smash the like button. So Carlos Arroyo says, what is your technique on making your grey wash? I've got a video on my Patreon account on that. and I have actually got a video somewhere on the old type of ink setup I have on my YouTube channel, on this channel, somewhere on here. So you'll have to scroll down my videos and try and find it. But yeah, it's my ink setup. I have got it on this channel. Great Imagery Entertainment says, where are you located? I'm located in Surrey, in just west of London, in the UK. Do you think that Killer Ink or Barber DTS sell fake inks? Definitely not. That was from Adrian Schwinkle. No, no way. They're really, really good. They'll always get legit stuff. That's like, I think Killer Ink's probably the biggest. It's the biggest and most popular tattoo wholesaler in the country, and Barber DTS. I think they're both the top dogs, to be honest. God, what's wrong with me? So Joe Parr said, I would like to use this opportunity to ask you, which rotary would you rate as your top 3 that you used and your favourite among them? Thanks for your videos. Okay, that's a very good question. I like that question. That's good. So in my opinion, I've used loads of rotaries. So many good ones. I'm now thinking about them. So many good ones for different things as well. So the one I really liked recently, I think Ejected has to be does it have to be number 1? In no order. Okay, I'm going to do this in no order. So in no order, because these are good. So I'm going to go with the Spectra Edge X from FK Irons. I love that machine. It was one of the first machines I really got to love. Just kept it as standard, just messed around with the torsion bolt on top. I really love that machine. I think it's really good for lining. It's like, it's better than average for lining, and it's better than average for shading. I think that's a really good whole round machine that you can use for lining and shading. Christ. Then I would go with the Inkjector Flight Nano Elite, which is what I use now. I think that's a fantastic machine for shading. I think it's like 10, probably close to 10 out of 10 shading ability, with so many different settings you can use and adjust to try and find. It can be confusing though. That's the only thing. That's the only fault it has, that you've got so many options for it to customize it, to use it. It can get a bit confusing, but that's one of the best machines, I think, shading. See, I like the Master Pro. I really do like the Master Pro for lining, and lining I think is fucking amazing. I think lining is really good. And packing in black, you could either pack black in with the Inkjector, or you can pack black in with the Master Pro. But I think if I was to choose 3, but then Cheyenne Spirit is a really good beginner machine because it's super smooth to shade with. The Spirit is so nice to shade with, really nice to shade with, because it's got such a short throw and a short little. It's really good. It's a really nice, consistent machine. I would say that my top 3, I think, would be Cheyenne Spirit, Inkjector Flight Elite Nano, and the Spectra Edge X. But that's the only ones I've used. So the Zion will probably be in there somewhere, but I'm not sure. We'll see. What do you think of a homemade tattoo gun? I wouldn't have a fucking clue how to make one. Sorry, PUBG. Yeah, I wouldn't have a clue. But if it works, it works, I suppose. It's just not very sanitary, I suppose. You can't really wipe it down. I guess it's just a use and throw away jobby, I suppose. Thanks, Dared Bull 5. Thank you for that message. Wild Scott Boom. For Butter Castro, what program do you use for stencils? I've already answered that one. I'm having a problem shading. Any help? Charles Battle, yeah, just slow your hand speed down. That's normally a good thing to do. Just really slow, consistent. really slow movements like that, you know, like consistent. Where did you get your setup cart and massage bed? So I bought the setup cart from my tray that I use from IKEA. That's from IKEA. I don't know if they still do that now, but IKEA is really good for stuff like that. And I bought my bed from, if you just type in massage bed, I'm sure I think it came from massagebeds.com, something like that. So yeah, needle hang and voltage speed, says the Red Bull 5. Needle hang, I like to put it a tiny bit more than 2 mil. I won't put all that needle in the skin, but I like to just hang it out a bit more just so I can see what I'm doing. And my voltage speed for the Master Tour Pro was 7.4. Maximum speed is 7.5, and that's the maximum load on the motor without burning it out too quick. So I use 7.2 to 7.4 on the Master Pro. On the Ejected Flight Nano Elite, I use 12.5 to 13.5. Sometimes 14 if I don't know. I rarely go above 13.5, but I use 12.5 a lot. And 13. And the Spectra Edge X, I'm pretty sure I used at a 9.5 and a 10. That's what I used with that machine, I think. And and on the Cheyenne Spirit, I used the 9 as well, 9.2 volts. So yeah, quite high on the scale of things. Wild Scott, no worries, mate. Thermal print is a good idea. Yeah, I would say that, Darius. Hello, Anil. I'm very well, thank you. I've answered that one. The Red Bull 5 says, would like to see you tattoo on darker skin. Yeah, I mean, there's not many darker skin people around where I live, but 100%, man. As soon as a client comes along, I'll definitely make a video on that. Ravi Mahato, love from India. Thank you, India, for showing me love. Gary Hamilton, big up. Arana Lopez, Miss Tattoo Artist, hello from Portugal. No worries. Greetings from Mexico, says Daniel Villalpando. Hello, my man. How do you think mask pens, this is from Shake Tits. How do you think mask pens hold up to other brands for the money? I think they're really good, to be honest. I think they're too hard hitting to shade with, so lower the voltage down. And I think they're bloody good. I'm not sure how long they last, mind. Don't know, but I don't know how good the motor is inside them, etc. But Marietta Baltazar, does Ejected good for lining like Polynesian tribal designs? I would use, yeah, it is. If you set it up right, it is, because it can smash in ink because of the high rating on the motor. So it can go up to 18 bolts, I think. So that's crazy. Wild Scott says, did I see you use gin? Yeah, you can use gin. A lot of artists, really high up top, well-known artists, use gin to dilute their inks with. That's really old school. That goes back with the Sailor Jerry times, you know. But yeah, I mean, it's fine. All the ink solutions that you use anyway has alcohol in them anyway, so yeah, it's fine. And no, you won't get drunk if your artist dilutes the ink with alcohol, because it doesn't go through your system. Charles Battle says, can you do a video sorry, oh, God, can you do a video shading the same way you did your line of video tutorial? I've got loads of shading tutorials on my Patreon account. That's my Xbox. If anybody plays Xbox, add me up, come on. It's XXXLXIFER, I think. No, CIFER. It's X Lucifer, but XXX Lucifer, but the U is an X in Lucifer. So add me if you want. Actually, yeah. So I'm gonna go down. Blah 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 blah. Not thought about going wireless machine. I haven't, Andy B. I haven't at the minute. I don't think wires are stressing me out, to be honest. Think it's all good so far, with wires and stuff. Design is great. I've been using it every day for the last year. That's Nobby's tattoo. Yeah, I will definitely get on. Black Ops Ghost 15 has just added me as a friend, so thank you for that. I guess you're I guess you're wait, how do you know who's added you as a friend? Sorry guys. I guess you're watching my thing if you're... I don't know how to do that. I don't know what's just gone on. I don't know. So... Let's have a look. Sorry, I'm just going to go down. I have so many questions. How old was you when you... I am 27 years old right now. This is from Honza Paprika. Says, how old were you when you start tattooing? So I'm 27 now, and I've been tattooing for 5 years. So I first picked up a machine in 2015. So I was 22, 23, 23. Well, I'm nearly 28, so I'm 28 in like 2 months in April. So it makes me a Taurus. Sophia Bouchette says, can I... Oh, sorry if I can't pronounce your name. Can I cover up a black and grey tattoo with only white to lighten up the tattoo? No, you can't. Because white ink doesn't have enough pigment to cover the black. Black covers black or colour, because colour's obviously... colour's obviously got loads of pigment in. Sorry, I know you asked that a few times. Sorry, I didn't see it. Would you say that you still enjoy tattooing as much as you did when you first started, or is it more work and less fun? You know what? That's a fucking unbelievable question, that. Samuel Fruge says that. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. I think you're Swedish, maybe, or Norwegian. I don't know. There's times where, because it was a hobby and it was new, it was exciting. I think anything you do that turns into work will become tedious. I wouldn't change it for the world right now. But there are days where I literally cannot be fucked to do it. And wish I had a different job or whatever. But then I think it's balance. I think you have to have a balance with any work you do. Even footballers, you know, astronauts and stuff, you know, they may love their job, but Golden Gun ZZ007 has added me as a friend. I'm getting all these ads now. I don't even know how to go to the ads section so I can add you back. Sorry. So yeah, so it's oh, I'm appearing offline. Oh no, I'm not. Okay, there you go. So yeah, so it's I think anything you do that turns into work, you have to then get a balance. You have to then find a new hobby to take your mind away from tattooing, because that's the one thing I think, like, it's only the last 2-3 years I've felt like that. So yeah, I think in a way I have kind of lost love for it, but I still get a good feeling of doing a really good tattoo, you know. Right, TJ Tattoos. I'm gonna try and find your. I'm gonna try and find your question. Scrolling. My question is, which grip is the best for Inkject, you think? I have original one from Black Edition and I think it's a little too tiny. Yeah, I think that as well. I think it's a bit too small, but just wrap some kitchen roll around it. I've got a video on this channel of how to make your grip wider. You get some grip tape, which is good, or you can use masking tape, I suppose, or like any sort of tape that will keep it together. And I'd use grip tape because it's flexible. Kitchen roll, yeah, kitchen roll. So try and find the video on this channel. It's going to be from last year, probably early last year, maybe. I don't know. I can't really remember when it was. March or April time, maybe last year. That's off the top of my head. It's a tip. I think the video is how to reduce hand wobble or something like that. That is so you fold the kitchen roll up into a thin strip, wrap it round, and wrap the tape around it. It makes it into a thicker grip. That's what I do. That's why my grip's thick. I actually use the grip you use, the original black one, but I just wrap it. Thanks for the views and the. I've gone past the hour now, but I'm gonna answer a couple more. What would you 45G? I don't understand. What's 45G? Austin Swan, any tips on color packing black? I know it varies by machine, but curious about hand speed, whether to use circular motions versus cross hatching. Yeah, I would use circular motions for packing black. Slow circles, small circles. Right, I'm gonna go up again and just answer a couple more questions. Soft edge mags, mate. Yeah, they're fucking good. Soft edge mags are good. Who was the first person you tattooed? I tattooed myself. I tattooed a grapefruit, actually. I tattooed a grapefruit, then I tattooed a banana. So big up Mr. Grapefruit and Mrs. Banana. And then I tattooed myself on my leg. And then I tattooed my mum. And then my brother-in-law. What's the best... Wait... How do you get better at keeping the ink in the skin? Go in the right depth is good. That's from Miguel. Right, okay. I think Sasha Black Buddha says he uses deionized water. I think deionized and sterile water is different. Is it? I'm not sure. Sam Robinson, what's the best needle for soft shading? Bug pins. Bug pins are the best for soft shading. All smooth portraits artists use bug pins. That's just the best one. Can you get diamond tip for cartridges? I'm not sure. I don't think so. I don't think you can, Charles. I don't really like the diamond tip cartridges either, because I feel like because the bottom is out more than the top, obviously with the shape it's like that, isn't it? Like the bottom's out and then you've got obviously the diamond. I don't really like... do I like it? I haven't used them for years, but I don't think I like it that much, because you think the needle's hanging out more because you can just see the top, and obviously the bottom's a lot further out, so you're not hanging out the needle as much. But I don't think you can get them, to be honest. Maybe I should create them. I don't know. Maybe they don't. I don't know. But I don't know. I haven't seen any. Travis Mylan says there are brands that have diamond tip options. So, and he thinks MV Carts have that option. So maybe check them out and try them. I might try them actually. Thanks, King of the North. Thank you for that. I like to use magenta in my black when making a grey wash. Do you use any other pigments with your black? So that's a good question. I was going to put this on my Patreon account, but use colours mixed in with your black to make a smoother transition between the darker and the lighter tone. It's a completely different way of tattooing. It's still, it's not grey wash, but it's still grey shade, I guess, because you're still, even though you're mixing color into it, it's just getting a smoother shade. But yeah, magenta. Yeah, I've used a dark brown for my darker shades, and I've used a light brown for my lighter shades, like a skin tone. That just creates a nice, you know, a nice smooth transition to skin tone because it's closest to skin tone. I think it was Fusion Ink, dark chocolate, and then a light brown. I think I used from Fusion Ink. I think that's what it was. It's definitely dark chocolate though for the darker one. Do you always use bug pins while tattooing portraits? I try to. Yeah, that was from Daniel Olson. Yeah, I do. Right. So, guys, thank you for tuning in for this hour. It's gone really quickly. If you want to add me on Xbox, we can play together. Yeah, let me know if you want to add me on Xbox. That's my username. Look, I'll show you now. Stara Watt and Giants is pretty much exactly the same. Yeah, well, there you go then. Sasha. That is my username. Add me up if you want. If you're on Xbox, let's do it. Let's play. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video. I've got new videos on my Patreon account coming, so those of you that do subscribe to that, get ready for some really in-depth voiceover videos, and I'm gonna try and get rid of this cough because it's creeping me out. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you later.